Welcome everybody back to this flight of fandom, Mad Max, the Black Highway. I am, as always, your Ayatollah of rock and rolla, the one, the only, who lives and dies and lives again, Zach, otherwise known as Great Zamino. I use he, him pronouns, and I am joined by four badass Wastelanders today. Starting on the left, David, if you regale everybody with who you are.
Yeah, clearly the most badass one of all here. I'm David, he, him. I'm a graphic designer, an illustrator, and a game designer. You can check out my game stuff over at dbb-8.itch.io. I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at dbrunelbrutman. And today I am playing McGuire, the Maestro D, for the last time.
Question mark? Hopper, who you be?
Shit, that's me. What's up? I'm Hopper. I use they, them pronouns, and I'm your resident dumpster fire. Tonight I will be playing. I have a sneaking suspicion these fucking psychos will show up again someday. But on the off chance that they don't, and this is our swan song, then sorry, I just had a weird swan murder montage flash through my brain.
Swan murder. Sorry, go ahead.
Wow. Yeah, we just watched you age 5 years.
Yeah, honestly, like I had a moment. Tonight I will be reprising my role as Daxo of the Kalbari Faithful, using the playbook The Child Thing.
Marcy, if you would kindly introduce yourself.
What's up? I'm Marcy. I'm always here. You can find me most places around the internet under the username Experimental Madness, except for Twitter, where I remain the resident cryptid, even though this is now my catchphrase. I keep saying it. Here we are now, except like a year in, maybe over a year. Time is irrelevant. And speaking of time, I'm playing Kerosene, the Faceless, for the last time? Question mark.
And finally, Fox.
Yes, hello everyone. I am Rocket Fox. I use she, her, and you can find me. You know where to find me. Look up Rocket Fox. I'll be there. Say my name 3 times in the dark. Maybe I'll be right behind you. Who knows? You can otherwise find me on Thursday evenings over on twitch.tv/Sirenscape, where we are playing the ongoing Cyberpunk Red game, where we just finished up our season 4, but this next time we are having a party. We're going to a party to maybe blow it up and shoot. I don't really know. But as far as tonight goes, I will be playing Sin, who is your resident battle babe.
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and things alike, gentle things, feral things, it's a lovely day. What a lovely day for this finale. Lots happened out in the Wastelands, in the Northern Badlands in specific, and we're going to tune in to see what has been going on. So, as I recall, you guys went to the Northern Badlands. You were faced with a few bad choices, some short ends of the stick, no good ones. And what you ended up getting was a choice between 3 bad options. 1, go through a hazardous, marshy terrain that had been, where the soil had gone sour just north of Black Rock. You could go the straight path to the front door of the dog pack, as it were, on the cracked earth and the remains of the highways of yesteryear. Or you could take your chances and travel through the ravine, outlining and circling back around to the dog pack's camp, where you would encounter Alpha Dag if you would be so lucky, if you wouldn't encounter any problems. But ain't it the shit where you always encounter problems, the best laid plans of mice and men, and all that old-timey history shit? Well, you all encountered a couple of really dangerous riders, what with a few nasty little frag grenades and some quick frontal assaults on y'all's chassis, your fine automobiles. Well, one of you almost didn't make it. Unfortunately, Kerosene had a big run-in with the Great Beyond, the Black Death of the Psychic Maelstrom, but with Max's help and some quick thinking by McGuire and Daxo, as well as Sin, you managed to live to fight another day. You've been patched up, and we got to see a peek of what poor thing remained under the mask of Guzzle. So, thus patched up, thus road fixed, you guys set off to find, after a quick night of camp, your quarry, Alpha Dag. And with a little bit of reconnaissance, you found that camp wherein you saw a number of people penned in the center of a encampment, a few rough lean-tos made very quickly. You happen to see a bunch of captives right smack dab in the center. And if you know McGuire, what Omega, now Alpha Dag, was like, you know things aren't looking positive for those folks. So you guys are looking out over the ridge, having come up from the top to the ravine to the higher land. You are looking down on this camp. I imagine at this point we are nearing dawn. So tell me, what the fuck are you all doing?
Mag, what's the plan?
All right. So these people who we did not know were here, based on what I know about this kind of gang, who are they? What are they being held for? What can I guess about these people?
Why don't you do me a favor and read a sitch?
Yeah. That's where we're looking to go here. All right. Start out with a 7 plus sharp 1, 8.
All right. You have one question that you would like to ask. Go ahead. Which is it?
Okay. What should I be on the lookout for?
So, one of the things that really threw you off about Omega was just how feral he was getting, how much he really reveled in the thrill of the hunt, as it were, as you guys made your bones back in the day as part of the tar feathers. Now, the thing about that is not only did he get the thrill out of the hunt, but he found that he had a taste for it and that he was good at it. So, you gotta wonder, who is he procuring, or for what reason is he procuring these people? That's something you should be considering.
Yeah, so, as we like crest the ridge or whatever, and spot the camp and these folks, McGuire's gonna say, fuck. Well, this just made the whole plan a lot more complicated. We gotta change our approach, folks.
Oh, why? It's because there's a bunch of wiggle worms down there in the cage. What's wrong?
Yeah. We can't leave those people here. Even if our mission is to get Alpha Dag, as he's calling himself these days. Even if that's our primary mission, we leave these people behind, they're goners. We can't do that.
You're always making things more difficult than they need to be.
Yeah, it's my specialty.
I mean, I think she would kind of look at the kids who are in the backseat, question mark?
Yeah, Kerosene's taken out the sticky ball of amalgamated candy that is in her pocket and is just holding it with both hands and is got the mask like slightly tilted up as she's like licking it, and then when you turn back around, she's like,
Yeah, that sounds good. So Sin would look to as she's saying this to the kids. Well, Meg, I mean, listen, if we kill all of them, then the people can just walk out.
Yeah, and that's a much taller order than what we was gonna originally do, Sin.
You're always so worried. Every single time you're so worried. That's why you got those lines under your eyes.
Yeah. And them lines are what's kept me alive.
Well, I'll tell you, if it comes down to them or us, I'm not gonna spend any time making the choice. I'll tell you that much right now.
All right. Fair enough, but we gotta be smart about it.
Yes, I believe we have a question in the back here.
Kerosene like is raising a hand. What if we cause a diversion?
Yeah. Hey, Daxo, lad.
Yes.
And I would like to imagine that you weren't really nearby.
No,
But you have
actually,
just
I
popped up.
specifically didn't mention where I was.
Yeah.
Because I think you say that, and from on top of the vehicle, Daxo pops his head down into the
Head
window.
down. Like through the driver's side window.
You're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a Looney Tune.
Hello. Can I help you,
Right.
McGuire?
You're pretty good in getting in and out of places that is shut up, right?
I'm not bad.
So, kerosene.
Mm.
If you make a distraction, get to do what you like best, which light something on fire. Yeah. Daxo. I'm thinking you get to do what you like best, which is show up inside somewhere you ain't supposed to be and
And collecting a lot of dead bodies.
get out of there. Right, this time, lad, I'd prefer it if the bodies you collected were alive. VRV, the people in that cage there.
But the rest of them, all the ones outside the cage, he can go nuts with them.
And I think that you just see Mad Max or Max looking down at the situation and says, "Those people probably already dead, practically. This you sure you want what you want?"
Ain't nobody dead till they're in the ground, stranger.
I think Daxo will like pop his head out and look at Max. They're not dead until they're fully dead.
Yeah, all right. And he takes that sawed off of his, breaks it, and you realize that he takes a look at his pockets, reaches deep in, grabs a couple of shells, pops them into the chamber, and looks at you, snaps it shut. "These are my last 2 shots.
Well, use them on something important then.
All right." All right. What are y'all? What are you guys doing?
Daxo, I would like to do something sneaky and not PvPe, but sneaky. I would like to do something sneaky.
Okay.
What would that be, to deposit something in the back seat without being seen?
That would, I think, would be sucker someone. So let me see. Yeah, this would be sucker someone, I'm pretty sure. Either
I
that
just in sequential order picked up a D20, went nope. Picked up a D10, went nope. Picked up a D6 and was like,
Keep going down the line. Earlier you'll get it.
So I'll give you an option on this because it's either
I would say it's one of the subterfuge moves.
yeah, it is subterfuge. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say when you're the cat. When it's not certain whether you're the cat or the mouse, or when you're the cat, roll plus cool, either way.
I was climbing an arborvitae earlier, and I'm completely covered in sap still, but it smells so good. So that is with what was that? What stat was that? Now I was too focused on smelling my hands. Like a
roll
fucking
plus
weirdo.
roll plus cool. You are the cat.
I am the cat. That is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be 5, 4, 1, 10.
All right. On a 10 plus, you've driven them to the first place of your choosing. Say where. This is really kind of like positioning things, but I will say
In this case, I'm going to argue that I have positioned a small package in the back seat.
okay. Sounds good. In the pursuit special?
No,
In the Lancer.
in the Lancer.
Cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, just so you guys know, just to kind of like rehash y'all's resources, you have a couple of sticks of dynamite, you have the Lancer, you have the muscle cycle, and you now have the pursuit special. The Lancer has taken some damage that you have patch fixed. You do not know how many more hits it can take from any damage, whether it's like explosive ordnance or other. So just kind of recap what you guys have. I know, Sin, you have a rifle, and you guys have your various accoutrements. So take that into account.
I forgot
Sin,
that I have
Sin did fix her rifle too. It's not
Yeah, I think.
mucked up anymore.
Yeah, it was jammed. Like you just had to pull the shell out. It was just like that clutch moment was where it was kind of like got stopped.
Oh yeah, I just want to make sure all
Yeah.
on the same page. It got unjammed.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
now it's not jammy anymore.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
totally forgot that I haven't gotten a chance to use all my equipment yet, and I'm delighted that will probably be the case. There is also some additional equipment, which is definitely not in said package.
Okay. All right. So you guys have your resources. You've deposited this package surreptitiously without anybody noticing. What's everybody else doing?
I'm gonna grab the dynamite.
I think Sin's just gonna wait till everyone starts going and just go.
Yeah, I'm imagining we're like maybe briefly, because we're talking to Max, who was driving the pursuit special. We've like briefly kind of dismounted, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to pull Max aside for a second.
And he kind of,
So
yeah.
McGuire kind of goes around to the driver's side of the pursuit special, just sort of motions to Max.
And he kind of like moves with you, kind of like sees that this is kind of a private talk, and just kind of like turns his back to the rest of the group and kind of just is looking at you dead in the eye with that 1,000-yard stare.
You done right by us, stranger. I said we was gonna drag you along on this one, and we did. Asked you to find the gang for us. You found it. And, well, now we're gonna go into it. Things are liable to get pretty hot. You know that well as I do. Way I see it, you done your part in this. We're even for you, bringing them boys into Black Rock. So, things get too hot in there. I want you to take them kids and get out.
Yeah, right. And he, there's just like no argument. He just looks at the kids, looks at you, nods. Again, that sawed off is strapped to his hip, and I think he's just kind of like looking down out over the ridge at this encampment of the dog pack, and just looks at the odds. And but he doesn't seem to be moving to the pursuit special to leave. And then he looks down, he looks back at all of you, and then he says, "You're gonna need bait, ain't you?"
It depends. Are you volunteering?
And he says, "Oh no, I'll piss him off, right?"
Shiny set of wheels you got, something fierce.
Yeah.
That'll certainly get their attention.
And he, at that point, hops into the pursuit special and just looks at you and then looks at the rest of your party, and then just remember, if anything happens, my name was Max.
Hey, listen, you. Sin's gonna kind of look around, then she hops off the bike and kind of goes over close to the window. Listen, I know we can get off on the right foot or anything, but be careful out there, yeah?
Yeah, all right. And he just starts the pursuit special. And, well, actually, I will say this, because it's going to be a very loud engine. And so he just kind of puts his hand on the ignition key, looks at the rest of you, and just waits and says, "You just tell me when."
Yeah, and McGuire turns to everybody else.
You're good?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna
It's time like the present.
swing back into the Lancer, give Max the nod, and start up the Lancer's engine.
Yeah, absolutely. At which point, all of you just... Is anybody riding in the pursuit special, by the way? Or is it just Max?
I think it's just Max.
Cool.
Yeah, because I think that if we want Kerosene to do a distraction, at some point she should be dropped off either on the opposite side of the encampment to blow shit up.
Cool. All right.
Preferably before you guys make your entrance.
Yeah, I think we need to drop Daxo off first,
Mm-hmm.
and then he'll approach in a little bit. Yeah, I imagine that this discussion has been had.
Yeah.
I'm kind of picturing us all like with dirt, and then like just kind
Yeah.
of like building a little battle map, and talking about the different locations and all this fun stuff.
Yeah, as our vehicles zoom like down the the Badlands slopes or the dunes or whatever, like left in the foreground, you see our little battle map drawn in the dirt.
Excellent. So what ends up happening first is all of you hear and feel the roar of the pursuit special right in your abdomen. It just seems to shake and shudder. All of you kind of seem to shake and shudder as you hear the roar of the engine. This is a sound and a feeling that all of you are very familiar with, having survived in the Wastelands this long. And then pretty much at a very steep incline, the pursuit special just roars down the edge of the ridge and begins zooming to one side past the encampment. And I will tell you this, you guys can roll some subterfuge. I think in this case, you are asking Max to be the mouse. So what is going to happen is Max is going to be assisting you. So you are going to have +2 to this roll, but you are still going to need to roll plus cool, whoever is deciding to make this roll for you guys.
What does everybody have for their cool? Is it 3?
+1.
All right.
I can roll it then.
Yeah,
Do it.
absolutely. Go ahead and roll cool. I will tell you how you guys do.
This is why my hard was so bad. Didn't realize I'd need that.
Mm-hmm.
So with and you said Max is providing +2?
Yeah, +2. This is kind of part of his special move set.
That would be an 11.
Okay. When you're the mouse, roll plus cool. On a 10+, you escape clean and leave your hunter hunting. On a 7 to 9, your hunter catches you out, but only after you've led them to a place of your choosing. Say where. So, this is what happens as Max's pursuit special roars past the encampment. You see a familiar face, McGuire, which is Alpha Dag, or formerly Omega. Tell me, what has the Wasteland done to them to make them bigger, badder, meaner, and more weird than you remember?
I think when McGuire knew Omega, he was a sort of nasty, wiry biker, and this character is big. He's got that sort of like, not unlike McGuire actually, that kind of like middle-aged bulk muscle that he's put on substantially. So he's a lot more like beefed up, but it's sort of in that like improbable Mad Max way of like, how do these people do bodybuilding in the post-apocalyptic desert? We don't know. But you know, he's got one arm that's just fucking jacked, but also like kind of an impressive gut, and the other arm, which was definitely fully present the last time McGuire's seen him, has been replaced with this like gas-powered metal contraption. Like there's like a little like lawnmower engine strapped to his sort of the back of his shoulder, and this metal arm is just shuddering with the sort of visceral energy that this engine is pumping out.
I will tell you this, in addition to what you see, there is a very sharp tip to the end of this contraption that looks serrated in parts. It's kind of like a giant arrow head that is kind of like at the end of his arm. And not only that, he is wearing this very strange kind of headdress, which looks like somebody took the skulls of 3 dingoes, cracked each of them in half, and then kind of like formed them all together with some sort of ichor or kind of like amber and tied it all together, while also having these streaming kind of like colored rags flowing out behind him, with the teeth kind of coming down in front of his face and the rags streaming out behind. He just looks like this like lean and hungry like head of a wolf on top of this crazy body. And he, with his remaining arm, signals out and points and begins yelling and making this kind of motion with his hands. And all, you would say there's about a dozen of the sound of a dozen engines roaring as several of them kind of take off to accompany Alpha Dag as he kind of roars off. But before he does, he had kind of like exited out of this kind of rough, kind of leather covered lean-to. You don't even want to ask what the lean-to leather is. But out coming from behind him is a man who looks very pale and very sickly, but again, in that really strange kind of survivalist wasteland way, he is also riddled with muscle, but in parts there are these kind of like bumps and seemingly tumescent growths all around his shoulders and his neck. And not only that, his head has been shaved completely down, and you could see just covering one top of the half of his head is just this black ichor like greased war paint that you realize is motor oil or some sort of motor grease that's been applied. And there's just these kind of like sunglasses that have been kind of like strapped and goggled on and tied tightly to the back. He is deathly white, and he is stripped down to his waist, which has a number of kind of patchwork leather breech kind of fragments kind of strung together to make a former set of pants. And as Alpha Dag begins motioning and begins taking off after the pursuit special, a contingent of 3 of these other dog pack members accompany this guy, who begins kind of moving towards the cage. What do you guys do?
I have a move that has triggered.
Yeah.
So with my last advance, I took a move from another playbook, and sorry, Sin, I chose a Battle Babe move. That move is Visions of Death.
Mm-hmm.
That's one that I didn't choose, but I was this close to.
When you go into battle, roll plus weird. On a 10+, name one person who will die and one who will live. On a 7 to 9, name one person who will die or one person who will live. On a miss, you foresee your own death. and take -1 throughout the battle.
All right. You really want to roll them dice? Go ahead.
There's a reason why I didn't take it.
Hey, when the move triggers, the move triggers.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm rolling plus weird, which for me is -1. And that's going to be a 4.
All right. McGuire, as you look out onto this scene, there are, I will say, 2 possible demises that you foresee for yourself. One of which you see just fired through your torso, that nasty serrated arrow, as this kind of like chain that is attached to it reels you back as a trophy of your former compatriot, as he kind of cranks a nasty wheel attached to it to reel you back slowly and agonizingly. The other way in which you see yourself die is at the hands of this this strange kind of pale creature who looks at you, and you barely hear as he mumbles something while detonating a explosive in his hands. I live, I die, I live again.
This motherfucker.
All
So,
right.
-1 ongoing.
-1 ongoing, baby.
All right.
How dare you? Okay,
I need
I'm
more
prepared.
alcohol.
Yeah, I don't have any. Let's do this thing just stone cold sober. Here we go.
Bold, living boldly.
All right, so yeah, I'm punching it. McGuire, you know, we have an unnecessary gear shift because that's cool, and I'm just barreling the Lancer down towards the camp. I'm going to peel off from Max and start circling around to drop Daxo on the opposite side from where the vehicles are deploying, and then we'll continue from there.
Excellent.
And is Kerosene going to stay with you, or are you also going to like have her
I'm
exit?
gonna yeah, so I'm thinking, and you know, your call if you want to do something different. What I was thinking is drop Daxo at essentially if the enemy vehicles that are pursuing Max are going at 12 o'clock, drop Daxo at 6, Kerosene at 3.
Yeah, that works.
And then we'll come back around behind them to 12.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And go in from where they left.
Okay. All right. So what you are going to need to do is act under fire for me, my friend.
All right. -1.
I'm definitely picturing Daxo as hanging on to the side of the vehicle on the far side from the camp, and we'll just do a quick tuck and roll.
Great.
All right.
All right. Act under fire. Okay, so I am going to use my Maestro D move to roll hot instead of cool when I do something under fire.
Cool.
Which gives me normally +2, but in this case +1. Okay, so we would be looking at a 9, but we're looking at an 8.
Okay. You flinch, hesitate, or stall. The MC can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. On a miss, be prepared for the worst. When you do something under fire or dig in to endure fire. Okay. So I will tell you this. Somebody notices you. Which one is it? Is it what kind of like diverts what? I will say this. I think that the ugly choice, because I have to give you a choice. Okay. You can either, I will say this, you can either go in blazing and draw all of the attention onto you, or you can fail to drop off one of your charges safely at one of the locations.
I will take all the attention.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I want these kids to get where they're going.
Yeah, absolutely. At which point, you just see, I think that as you are blazing in, you manage to drop off Daxo, but as you are kind of like roaring around and moving to 6 o'clock, the attention just like there's no way that this war boy, this kind of like senior war man actually at this rate, who has been
War grandpa.
That is somebody with a high level of survivability in the middle of the wasteland. That's a sign. But the thing is, like, yeah, I think one of the like dog pack like elbow him in the ribs as he's like moving to collect his quarry as part of whatever arrangement he had with Alpha Dag. And they all catch sight of you roaring past. And they are each going to move to their mounted rides, which for the dog pack are 2 of them are going to have 2 muscle cycles, and one of them is going to be just like this tricked out kind of convertible / kind of like hatchback that has been added on a souped up muscle engine, and like on the back is a platform for that seems to be protected for throwing spears, very similar to your lancer.
Cool.
Yeah, and all of the attention goes on you, and you just hear the roars of their engines as they take off.
Question: which one was the war grandpa on?
The war grandpa is driving the hatchback.
I want to roll for one of my moves. Dangerous and sexy.
Okay.
Let me roll first, and then I'll tell you what happened.
Okay. Well, what triggers it? How did that work?
When I enter into a charged situation, I roll plus hot.
Okay. All right.
And I feel like this is quite charged.
This is very charged. This is as charged as it's gonna be.
Alrighty, here we go. It's gonna go well.
All right.
All right. So it could have gone better, but I don't die from missing, so that's a fun fact. So.
Oh wow.
Wow. What way to drag David's life choices.
Hey, I almost chose that one.
I did what I did.
So on a 10 plus, hold 2. On a 7 to 9, hold 1. I didn't get any. Wait, hang on. No, I didn't get any of those. So on a miss, your enemies identify you immediately as the foremost threat.
Okay. Ooh, all right. Then that means where? Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like what happens is they start taking off after the Lancer, and then all of a sudden, as if some sort of dramatic Fast and Furious Wasteland movie, like peeling over the Lancer, just ramping over it. Suddenly, it is Sin.
Yeah. You just see Sin flying out of the sun from the top, this horrible beating sun of the wasteland, and this shadow kind of like roars through it as it overtakes the Lancer, lands in front, skids, but then overcorrects just enough to zoom out in front of the people that want to hunt you. And I think at that point you become the mouse that they are chasing, Sin.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
The muscle cycle is fast, though.
Yeah.
It's to my knowledge.
Okay. So lots of things are happening all at once. There are two like automotive battles happening. And I'm gonna have to make you guys roll for max as well. But the other thing is that we've got now 2 rogue children in this relatively abandoned kind of hunter encampment. So I'm curious, what is everybody doing? Let's start with Daxo and with Kerosene because we haven't heard from you guys yet.
So Daxo has, I think during the drama, has jumped off the vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
And we probably see a pretty cool tuck and roll. I think, and just, you know what, fuck it, 3-point landing. Tuck and roll followed by a 3-point landing with using the spear to prop himself up, and then just flips the hood up and just begins really quickly just moving towards this camp. Just really uncomfortably. I think it's one of those things where, like, you know, like the pictures of like snow leopards in high mountain.
Yeah.
How it's just like they're like, you know, you're being shown a picture, you know, there's a giant fucking cat there, and it's a little bit upsetting that it takes like 3 minutes of staring at a picture to find the fucking cat. It's kind of like watching that happen.
Oh, wow. Okay. Excellent. All right. Yeah. So describe like kind of like what's your aim here? What are you trying to do?
Daxo's trying to get in close distance because he's starting from the furthest away. So he'll be in position to infiltrate the camp and open those cages.
I will.
Yeah. Boom.
Let me see. I think that this is more subterfuge. Let me see if there's something you can do like to sneak wise. I think that this is again. It may not be certain. Let's see what we got. Sorry, I lost track of my moves here real quick. Yeah. So let's go ahead. I'm
definitely not relearning how to play the game every week.
Yeah, no worries. No, that would be crazy.
That would be. Can you imagine?
Yeah. That'd be insane. Let's go say you're the. I think in this case you might be the cat. It's not certain whether you're the cat or the mouse.
I did just reference being a big cat.
Yeah, you are the cat. Roll plus cool.
Cool. I'm not bad at that. I'm not bad at that. That's a total of 9.
Okay. On a 7-9, you've had to follow them where they wanted to go. They say where. On a miss, your prey escapes you. Okay. On a hit, you catch your prey out. On a 7-9, you've had to follow them where they wanted to go. They say where. So in this case, you have, I think there's like one guy left guarding the encampment, just making sure that the quarry is not left unattended. You can see that he's kind of longing to be a part of this hunt that's happening. There's this nasty kind of rifle slung to his back that it looks like he could take pot shots with. But again, he's also got a dingo skull that's wrapped around his chest into a makeshift necklace. What do you do to kind of like, I will say this, like my choosing is, I think he's like kind of turning back towards the cage to kind of like shush people that are kind of crying out in panic or alarm or are kind of like cheering on what's happening. And he kind of points the rifle at one of these hostages, and that is where you catch them out.
I think just from right behind him, uncomfortably close, he hears, "Hello there."
Yeah, the rifle spins around, and as in surprise,
Can I attack him?
You may certainly do this.
I would like to. So I'm going aggro on someone, and I'm very excited because I did realize that the combination of moves. There was a slight retcon last week I didn't mention. I did not take a point in hard. I took a point in weird to get my max of +3 because I also have the child thing move, ferocious, snarling, shrieking, biting, and quite possibly rabid, which lets me roll weird instead of hard.
So here's the thing is I don't think you are going aggro because that's basically intimidation. I think what you are doing is you're doing single combat.
Yeah, I'm going extremely aggressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck you, David. David just sent something in the chat that was a deliberate attack on me. So I think
it's the perfect move for you. It's the move you always wanted in your heart.
All right.
Look, I'm just going to go ahead and put this out in the world. Y'all didn't know me when I was a kid.
Yeah. All right. So, roll plus hard, my friend.
All right. Well, I'm not really trying to intimidate him. I'm trying to kill him.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Killing somebody is intimidating.
No.
I mean, I guess to the people I'm trying to rescue, that's less amazing. It's an 8. Do numbers matter in this one? I forget.
You do, because on a 7-9 you choose 1. which
Okay.
is
Well, I meant like specific dice numbers. Do specific dice numbers matter?
Only the range.
only the range.
Okay.
So
Okay, yeah.
so for this,
like-
yeah, you're doing harm. You're doing single combat, and what you are doing is you choose one. You inflict terrible harm, or you suffer little harm. So you either add one harm or you subtract one harm to what you would suffer. Which do you want?
More damage.
Okay. How much damage do you do?
That is a great question. I'm using a fun story. I didn't tell anybody about this. But I did take the cutting edge. I'm just choosing to willfully ignore the bit that says hand.
Okay.
Which is 2 harm.
Okay. So you are doing 3 harm to this guy outright.
Yes.
I think, describe what it looks like as you do grievous harm to this guy and he kind of like trades it back with you.
So I think as this guy spins around right after Daxo says that, there's just kind of a blink and you miss it moment. Daxo reaches up towards his mouth and pulls something out and then lunges forward. And immediately chomps right into the we're gonna go with like face, right into the face of this guy.
Ooh.
And it seems to do a lot more damage than one would expect from just a bite. I think when the
And
camera,
psychologically, maybe.
yeah. Well, there's a reason why you go for the face because it just shuts down everything else.
Yeah, he lets out this kind of like frightened scream, and just immediately, like, I think even like while you are still attached to him, I think he just immediately kind of clocks you over to one side, but it's wild and it's like just basically making sure it's trying to like just get you off of him as opposed to like a methodical surgical strike. You are going to take 2 harm from this punch as you realize it's like enhanced by sheer adrenaline as he's trying not to die while you are biting into his face. But he suffers 3 harm. It is grievous. It is terrifying to behold. My question is, after you exchange harm, do you prefer to end the fight now or fight on? If both of you prefer to end the fight now, it ends. If both of you prefer to fight on, it continues and must make the move again. If one of you prefers to end the fight, though, and the other prefers to fight on, then the former must choose: flee, submit to the latter's mercy, or fight on after all.
That sounded like legalese for fighting.
Yeah.
that was
If
literally
the party of the first part wants to keep fighting.
Yeah, it's the prisoner's dilemma here.
oh no, Daxo's gonna kill this person.
Yeah.
Like this dude sucks.
I will tell you this. You have bitten into his face. You have done grievous harm. You may roll to go aggro on someone, as this guy's going to decide whether or not... I kind of want to make this a roll, but I don't know if it's really appropriate, because I think that somebody that suffers like any kind of harm like that terrible is going to just take off running.
A feral child latching onto their face, probably.
Yeah, I mean, this is sucker someone. You're attacking someone unsuspecting or helpless.
Yeah.
Like in this case, helpless.
Yeah, that was my mistake. If you could treat it as going aggro, but your victim has no choice to cave and do what you want. If you couldn't, you simply inflict harm as established. I don't even know if you actually receive harm. It's inflict harm. It's not exchange it. So I'm just going to say with that wild punch, it's like you're kind of like 7 to 9 consequence. So just take 1 harm as opposed to 2.
Okay.
And I will say this, he is going to try to throw you off of him and bolt. So I want you to actually do this under fire to keep the battle going.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna take this to the ground.
Yeah.
This is also cool.
Yeah. This is also cool. Why don't you roll that while you're doing that? Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
What am I rolling?
Roll plus cool. So this is digging in.
I keep rolling 6 and 2, 6 and 2, 6 and 2 repeatedly, and now it's starting to become suspicious. I'm changing my dice.
Okay.
I have a feeling like that feels like that's about to become a 1-1 immediately. But that is a total of 9 again.
Okay. On a 9, you flinch, hesitate, or stall. The MC can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So I will tell you this. If you want, you can kill this person outright, but it's going to inspire fear in all of the people that are in the cage and they will not trust you, or he can get away.
Nah, they don't need to trust me.
Okay. Yeah, this guy, I think you just dig in further with your teeth.
Oh boy.
And he dies agonizingly, and you just hear kind of like a frightened shudder arise among the hostages. Kerosene, what are you doing?
So I imagine that have I grabbed the package that was in the car before I roll out?
Do you?
I think so. I think it depends on if I saw it.
You know what? Read a sitch for me. This is going to be sharp.
Yay, a highlighted skill.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Gonna be, 10. I can do math.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. On a hit, you can ask the MC questions. Whenever you act whenever you act on one of the MC's answers, take +1. You guys need to like make sure you do that. I completely missed that. That was my fault. Ask 3. Where's my best escape route? Way in, way past. Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? Who's in control here? I will say that.
And finally, what's in the box?
What's in the box?
What to be on the lookout for?
Yeah. So in that case, yeah, you see the box that Daxo left in the back seat.
It's not a box. It's not a box. I just really wanted to say
What
what's
is it?
in the box. It is a small bundle
Okay, gotcha.
tied out of the partially burned leather from said miscreants.
Okay.
It's
All
a
right.
leather box.
I think she grabs the bundle and just like opens up the door, looks over at McGuire, just goes, "Okay, bye, be right back."
Okay, thanks, bye.
Okay, see you later. Like she's like a teenager about to go to school, being dropped off. She's got a little mysterious backpack bundle and dynamite under the other arm, and she's just trundling off to do what needs to be done. I think she's going to make her way over to one of the enclosures, like perimeters. And this is where she's going to open the package. So, Howard, please tell me what's inside.
There is a very poorly scrawled note on the back of a shit. Where's my fucking pile of children's names? On the back of on the back of a Jaffa cake wrapper, and a grenade.
Oh
Aw,
shit.
thank you.
That's right. There's 2 frag grenades in play, Zach.
Oh my
You
god.
forgot
All
about
right.
them. I didn't forget about them.
I'm going, and I have 2 sticks of dynamite.
Yeah, you are laden with explosives.
I am unto a god. I'm gonna pocket one of the grenades. No, actually, I'm gonna pocket both of the grenades because I think the 2 sticks of dynamite will do what I need them to do for the perimeter. It's freaking dynamite. I'm gonna plant them, do my flip top wrist, light it with my flamethrower, and then and skedaddle away. And put my fingers in my ears as I wait for the impending explosion.
Excellent. And so you are blowing the enclosure. Oh yeah. And I think all of the hostages are in it's a fairly wide enclosure, but all of them are between a rock and a hard place because they don't want to get closer to Daxo, and they just saw you plant an explosive.
Here comes another child.
Yeah. At which point, all of them are gonna take cover. I'm gonna say, I kind of want you to see if you do harm to them.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
What
Let
would
me.
you like?
Yeah. Let's say. Let me double check. Yeah. Let's see.
Well, here's a question. I'm not exactly doing the smashing, but would you think that this triggers my oh yeah move?
Read it for me.
roll hard to smash your way through scenery to get to or
Oh
away
my
from
goodness.
something.
Yeah, this
Hang
qualifies.
on a second. On a 10 plus, the scenery is moved or smashed and you get what you want. On a 7 to 9, you get what you want and smash or move the scenery, but I do take 1 harm and am slightly disoriented under fire in follow-up actions. Or I leave something behind or take something with you. That's an interesting way of phrasing that. Obviously, on a failure, I get pinned under the rubble.
Okay. All right. Roll them dice. Yeah,
Fuck
this
yeah,
qualifies.
baby.
You
I'm
are
coming in hot. I'm coming in hot.
you
Here
are
we go.
oh yang.
I got a +3 to hard, so
Let's see it.
the odds are in my favor. Oh, I like that. Those are good numbies.
Numbies?
It's numbies. It's my shout out to Maddie who says that all the time, and I love it. It's gonna be a 9.
All right. So on a 9, read the consequence again.
I get what I want. I do smash my way or move through the scenery, but I take 1 harm and get disoriented and under fire in follow-up actions, leave something behind, or take something with you.
Okay. Yeah.
Your choice.
I think what ends up happening is you kind of like take cover and the dynamite doesn't go off at first, and you kind of like look up disappointed, and boom, you just yeah, you see the scenery smash in this enclosure, just blows, shrapnel flies everywhere. And I think what ends up happening though is the harm that you take is just the sound of this deafening boom as you've taken your hands off your ears expectantly, kind of like waiting. And it disorientates you. Your ears are ringing, and you're just kind of like a little bit shaky on your feet. So mark 1 harm.
All right, we're back to 3 harm because I only healed 1.
Yeah.
But I have a new feature as well
A new
called Rasputin.
A new feature?
Yes, stop it.
No, you stop.
Does it affect the numbies?
Yeah, tell us what kind of numbies your Fichi gives you.
We need to clip this and send
I'm never
it to
gonna be
Maddie.
funny again. I'm done. I'm retiring from comedy. Anyway.
Wait, we were doing comedy?
Yeah, go ahead.
I could leave this stream. Then what would you do?
Be sad, probably.
Be very
So,
sad.
shot, stabbed, poisoned. You just keep coming. When you are being scary as fuck and coming at someone, you get +1 armor.
All right,
You
nice.
still get. No, I love this. You still get shot and stabbed. Bleeding just doesn't bother you as much anymore.
Yeah, I think at this
Great
point,
description.
yeah, I think there's this moment where I think it's a little disorienting, and then like you just kind of like pick a piece of shrapnel out of the rubber of Guzzle, which just might as well just kind of like close up as you pull the rubber, the bit out of the rubber, and the rubber just kind of leaves that kind of like closed aperture behind it, like it kind of like reforms and self heals the way rubber does. And you just kind of like shake yourself off, and you're ready to rock. So
Cool. I'm gonna roll in hot.
ignore
Here I
that.
go.
Ignore that 1 harm.
All right.
Cool. So, yeah, we're going to return. I'm going to change the music. We're going to return to Sin. You are leading these guys in like behind you. Tell me what this looks like. What's going on? What are you trying to do?
Oh, at this point, she's gonna just start leading them away from the encampment, far, far away. And she's gunning the engine and stuff. And as an aside, that last fail let me get the last point I needed to improve. And what I would like to do, if our great and benevolent TM would allow it, I would like to get an ally.
You may certainly get an ally. Tell me how this is going to work.
So, there are a couple things that I could see happening, but probably most likely, listen, we know who we're talking about. There's probably someone that she's had a passing time with that didn't end horrifically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or angrily, or in violence or bloodshed.
Yeah, well, tell me, is this like is this going to be one of the hold on, this is just not nearly loud enough. Hold on. Yeah, let's try that instead. Let me ask, is this one of the guys on the muscle cycle?
Yes.
Okay. So what's this guy's name? Tell me who this guy is. What did you do that, like, as soon as he sees you kind of like leading on, his allegiance changes?
Yeah, that's right. So this is just a nice, pleasant, low-key fella named Chainsaw. And what ended up happening, you see, what happened was this. There we were. This was back some time ago, you know, maybe when Sue was a little bit younger, but, you know, it's before she started really leaving a lot of debris in her wake. But she met Chainsaw, who at that time he hadn't joined up with the dog pack yet. And, you know, they had some really nice times. And they both mutually decided that they weren't ready to settle down or anything. So they parted ways in, you know, longing for more, but not angry.
Let me ask you, why do they call him Chainsaw?
He has a chainsaw for a hand.
Yeah, excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just see
Wait, hold on. Who exactly is the face claim for Chainsaw? Just out of curiosity.
Wait, who's the what for him?
the face claim. Yeah. The
actor you would cast, yeah.
Who's been cast to play
Ooh.
Chainsaw?
Let's see. I think Chainsaw should be. Oh yeah. Hang on. I'll tell you exactly who it is.
I mean, I know who I have cast immediately in my head and heart.
I am so excited. What is this?
I want to know both, but
my selection is Dave Bautista.
nice.
Oh, oh wow.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna.
I love you, Chainsaw.
Yeah. As soon as like, I think that he's got one of these headdresses, this big muscle bound guy on the muscle cycle, just like propped, kind of like almost like there's like a harness for it on his kind of like his steering. What is the part of the bike? The handlebars. There's this kind of like prop that slots in the chainsaw, that is just keeping his grip on it, so to speak. And you just like see this dingo skull look back at you, their eyes kind of like poking through it where they've sawed out the bone, at which point you just see this figure with the other arm take a hand off the handlebars, rip off the dingo skull, and you see this kind of bald, muscular, but also like really kind of intimidating, but also in a way like kind of gentle relative to everybody else in the wasteland, looking out at you and just saying,
endearing.
yeah, so endearing. He's looking at you, just says, "Sin, is that you?"
Chainsaw?
Except it's being done like you are reading lips as you guys are hearing the roar of the muscle cycles, and he is like kept pace with you, and is like kind of like looking at you. You're looking into each other's eyes while moving at like 80 miles per hour down these like barren wastes. And coming up behind
We get one of those like slow-mos.
Yeah.
Where like you're both gazing into each other's eyes, and there's like dust and shit like whipping past in the background, and there's this sort of like pause, and the dust starts to sparkle a little bit.
And I Just Died in Your Arms Tonight starts playing.
Yeah.
That's the one.
And we know that it was always meant to be.
at which point you just see him pull in one deft motion the chainsaw, but the way he pulls it is actually out laterally, as there is a catch that is built into the handlebar for the ripcord, and he revs the chainsaw as you see coming up behind you the other muscle cycle, and he says, and you can just see him mouth the words to you, duck. And yeah, just like you hear the rev of the chainsaw as it comes across and tries to catch this other pursuer behind you. So what I would like you to do, I think this is, yeah, you are going to roll hard because you are being assisted by chainsaw. So roll hard and let's see how much grievous damage this horrifying chainsaw does.
Come on, horrifying chainsaw. Oh, hello. Well, because my heart is a -1, that's a 7.
Okay, on a
But it's still a 7.
yeah, on a 7, does this do terrible harm or do you suffer less harm?
It's a chainsaw flying. It's got to do terrible harm.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
That was without any assist. If I get number assist, it would be higher.
You do get 2 from chainsaw.
Oh, then that would be a 9.
Okay.
My apologies. My apologies.
Well, same result, but I will tell you this: like the chainsaw whips
Even
out.
more harm.
Yeah, it does even more harm. I will tell you this: I think that you just hear this guy crash and burn as you hear the sound of the saw meeting flesh. But I will say, exchanging the harm, you are going to take 2 harm as like this guy's like, I think his front wheel flies up and catches your leg that's on your own pedal and just does a nasty gash as the bike turns around, begins flipping and getting into the path of the hatchback on which the senior war boy is driving. So
Plenty of time for legs when we're dead.
yeah, exactly. So suffer the 2 harm.
Okay.
But at the same time, let's see what we got. I kind of want to say that this is like a vehicle harm move. But yeah, let me double check. Yeah, this is, no, I will say that that's probably enough. I think that this bike gets in the way of the hatchback and it just veers, but then corrects back to catch the 2 of you, these 2 kind of like really serendipitous lovebirds kind of like zooming in front. McGuire, what are you doing?
All right, so to reestablish the geography, so we have the camp. In one direction, we have peeled off. Sin is leading a group of bikers away with our new boy Chainsaw, whomst we love. In the other direction, we have Max leading a larger bulk of a vehicle group, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
And the bikers were initially chasing the Lancer as it came around, but shifted to Sin, who went off in the other direction, right?
Yeah, and I think you do kind of like as like I'm trying to figure out like the lay of the land. Is Sin behind you or in front of you?
Are you asking me or asking Sin?
I think I'm asking kind of both of you. Like, let's mediate this. What do you guys think?
I think we established that Sin like jumped over the Lancer,
And then I think she kind of just took off in another.
Yeah.
Like just kept going, not like away from the camp and not toward the Lancer.
Right. In front but orthogonal.
Yeah. Okay. So
In
yeah.
front but orthogonal.
So yeah, she is like the 2 of them are far ahead. The hatchback is orthogonal to you, but like now in front, having kind of like not focused on you anymore, because the driver realizes there's nobody in the Lancer harness, so it's less of a threat.
Yeah. Okay, so what I want to know is, where's Alpha Dag?
Alpha Dag, I will tell you this. Read a situation for me.
Yeah. Let me bring up the move so I'll make sure I have it to read.
Remember,
Okay.
you're -1 as well.
All right, so we are starting with an 8 plus sharp is 1 minus 1 is 8.
Okay. So go ahead and ask me one of them questions. I think it's like, what's your enemy's true position?
Yeah, definitely. What's my enemy's true position?
Yeah. So Alpha Dag, you realize is at the head of like in this kind of like muscle cycle that is kind of like what it was like a trike. It's kind of like one of those bikes that has 3 wheels just to kind of like support like a larger chassis, but it seems to have been souped up with another kind of like muscle motor. And he is like neck and neck with the pursuit special. And you just see, I think what has happened is like there's a back kind of like seat on this trike with one of his hunters like driving. He is standing up and he is leveling his arm at the pursuit special and is kind of like
he's riding in a goddamn Roman chariot.
Yeah, exactly. The streamers are flying back. On either side are these kind of like long kind of javelin like kind of like slash streamer like flag type kind of accoutrement to the right and to the left, and on top of them are the heads of 2 people that have clearly wronged Alpha Dag in the past. It's gruesome in its ferocity, and but it's also utilitarian in its purpose, which is to give Alpha Dag a clear shot at Max.
Cool. All right. I am going to McGuire peels off, seeing that the kids are dropped off. Sin has distracted the guys who were chasing me initially. And I'm gonna peel off towards this chase of the pursuit special, and McGuire is going to flip open a little compartment on the dash, and there's a switch there which Kerosene installed that hits the nitrous.
Nice. All right. I need you to do me 2 things. One, we need to figure out how well Max has been dealing with the other hunters.
Totally.
So what I would like you to do is roll to inflict V harm. So basically using a vehicle as a weapon against another vehicle. So like when you're behind the wheel, go aggro or sucker someone. No, this is go aggro because he's leading everybody out front. Go ahead and make a battle roll. So roll plus hard. Once again, Max is going to give you +2 to this roll. You're still going to have -1. But the idea here is that Max is kind of like assisting y'all's efforts. So roll plus hard.
Oh, okay. All right. +2, -1, 8.
Okay. On an 8. Against another vehicle, a direct hit inflicts 3 when you're able to ram or T-bone. I will tell you this. The pursuit special, ramming wise, is over the course of this has been dealing about, let's say, 4 harm, but has taken some damage in between. When a gang takes harm, there's some widespread injuries, many serious, several fatalities. I'm going to say it's actually 3 harm. Because right now he's thinned out the pack somewhat. There were about a dozen bikers in this encampment. There were about 8 that took after Max. There's 2 on that one bike, and there were 6 leading behind. So I think that like it's been cut to 2/3. So it's Alpha Dag, it's his rider, and there's like 3 other muscle cycles that you are kind of like coming up on. So you've hit the nitrous. Now the next thing to do is to roll to overtake vehicles.
All right, cool. Overtaking, road war, overtake another vehicle. All right, roll plus cool.
All right, again, -1.
All right. Oh, all right. We're looking at a 4.
On a miss, your counterpart chooses 1 against you. So you overtake them, but your vehicle suffers 1 harm, AP the same. You don't overtake them, but you can drive them into the place you choose. They outdistance you, but their vehicle suffers 1 harm, AP the same. So I will tell you this. I think that they come up on the Lancer. Like, I think you drive past the pack of these three.
Yeah, because I'm trying to like punch it up to the front of the column.
Yeah.
And get right to the main boy.
Yeah, you get right to the main boy, and that is when I think Alphadag and you lock eyes, and you just see, I think one of these, his kind of like his driver, spins around, grabs a shotgun of his own, and fires it point blank into the vehicle, damaging its armor plating. You just see as your the door of the right hand side of the Lancer, as you're kind of like looking, falls off like to one side as the shotgun blast damages one of the hinges and kind of like teeters off to one side, leaving you relatively exposed.
All right, we're doing it Jeep style now.
Yeah, exactly. You are Jeep style. And Alphadag looks at you and then smiles with big, sharpened, rotten teeth as you make eye contact. And what was your name before it was McGuire in the tar feathers?
Razorwire McGuire, baby.
Mm-hmm. At which point you just hear him just say, like, I think you just hear him, you see him mouth the words over the roaring engines. Razor. And it is on that note, we're going to take our 10-minute break.
Phenomenal.
So I'm barreling along in the Lancer. The door has just been blown off. I'm making eye contact with my my former gang mate, and yeah, McGuire is gonna just stare back into Alphadag's eyes, say,
Omega, g'day.
and blam,
All right.
fire off. I'm just gonna do both barrels, like fuck this guy.
Okay.
And also fuck any sort of holding back. I am firing off. What did we call the shotgun? Inconvenience. As I whip it out from the passenger seat and fire out my non-existent door.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll plus hard, and let's see how you do.
All right. What move am I rolling on? Am I rolling to go aggro or something more specific?
This is single combat, my friend.
Amazing.
You are like neck and neck with this guy. You might as well be standing still for the kind of like the pace that you guys are keeping. So let's see how you do.
All right. All right. Well, we're starting with a 6 plus hard, you said?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That just gets me up to the 7 with the -1.
All right. Okay. So here's the fun part. You get to say, do you want to do grievous harm, or do you want to do you want to take less harm?
All right. I'm inflicting terrible harm. For sure.
How much damage does inconvenience do?
Inconvenience does 3 harm, close, reload, messy.
All right.
Tag. So 3 harm.
I will tell you this. He seems to be wearing just like this mesh of like skulls and bones and like bone fragments that are all like tightly woven together, like this kind of makeshift armor. And you see like part of these bones just shears off, but they absorb a lot of the attack. He is going to take 2 harm with the armor blocking 2, but its effectiveness goes down as he kind of like takes a look down at where you've shot him and begins picking out shrapnel with his hand and just grins maniacally at you before leveling the this kind of like arrow gun at you, and he's going to fire it off. And I think at this point is going to impact your side. You have any armor?
Not anymore, I don't.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm going to try my best to, I don't think McGuire has enough time to do much more than just try to pull off to the side and avoid this.
Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing is you exchange harm. He fires the harpoon cannon at the end of his arm and impacts you for 3 harm outright, and you are hooked. You are going to have to act under fire in order to break the tether.
Is that 3? So that's 3 harm to the Lancer?
No, it is to you. You have like
me. I myself am hooked.
You are hooked. You can try to use the Lancer to shear it off. You can find some way to cut the line, but you have taken 3 harm, and you are going to start bleeding from your side as he.
God damn it!
Yeah, as he looks at you with this maniacal grin. I will tell you this: like that shrapnel looked really nasty.
Okay. All right. So, what part of me is hooked?
Your side, like right. I will say like right into one of your love handles.
All right.
Sweet meat.
Yeah, McGuire is grimacing, but you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is what he wanted the whole time. I am going to hold on. I'm going to grab the harpoon, and I'm going to swerve the car towards the trike. And I'm going to try to just side bash that trike now that we are stuck together.
Okay. All right. In this case, what you are doing is you are using a vehicle as a weapon against another vehicle. So
Yep.
yeah, we're gonna resolve this right quick, and then I want to check in where everybody else is after this like quick thing.
Cool.
So go ahead, and you are trying to go aggro. So go ahead and roll hard again.
All right. Sweet mustache. Okay, so it's 4. It's a 4.
All right. Ooh. Okay. Oh my God.
Improvement for that.
All right. I will tell you this. Oh God. On a miss, when you do, you roll the dice to make your choices, but it's your vehicle that inflicts and suffers harm, not you yourself. Okay. When the vehicle suffers harm, vehicles can suffer regular harm. When a vehicle suffers regular harm, there are 2 considerations: how much damage the vehicle itself suffers, how much harm blows through to the other people inside. Yeah, so at this point, I think that this is 2 harm to the vehicle. I think both of the vehicles exchange this. The trike gets pretty banged up from impacting the Lancer, but the Lancer, I think at this point, like you just see some of these kind of like nasty, kind of like serrated blades attached to the wheels of the spokes of the trike, just burrow into the side of the vehicle, and you realize it's either caught the fuel line or the suspension. Either way, the Lancer begins like shuddering and shaking. You are still tethered. You realize that at any moment this like could T-bone or could like flip, and this is the moment I'm going to leave you on as we are going to segue back to the rest of the party real quick. Daxo and Kerosene, you have been working at liberating the hostages. Kerosene, you have blown open the side. You get a frightening premonition at the back of your head that someone important to you, I think both of you, being weird, kind of like childlike things, and kind of open to the psychic maelstrom of this wasteland, you realize your father, your adoptive father in this case, is in trouble.
Yeah, I'd like to spend that hold for my special move.
Okay.
To, if you and another character make an intimacy move together, get to hold 1. If they get into shit, either you or they can spend your hold and you are there. I'm just gonna barrel through the compound.
Yeah.
I've got 2 frag grenades. I'm gonna lob one just randomly into the chaos of all of the other people from the dog pack. Just like, here, happy birthday, and just like keep on going.
Yeah. So.
And she is just like, I mean, she probably looks terrifying if you don't know what this gangly, gas mask, creepy ass looking child is. Like she's just emerging through smoke and fire and just set off another frag grenade. And
Can
it's
I
just going.
Can I make a narrative suggestion here?
Yeah,
Please.
absolutely.
That will like kind of bring this together because you're on foot, right? And you've busted through the cage, and now you're coming out of the camp. If perhaps this is the point at which Max decides to turn around 180 and head back in the direction of the camp, and now the entire following thing is now coming back in your direction, such that you would be able to meet this whole little road war that we're having.
I love it.
I will also make one additional suggestion. You do not have to take it. But I will say that we can flash back a few minutes before McGuire and Alpha Dag and Omega ended up having this kind of like duel. When you blew the hole in the enclosure, as you're stumbling around and getting your bearings, you see the one parked muscle cycle that the guard would have ridden on.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I'm gonna hop on it. We're gonna say that I hopped on it. I lobbed the grenade behind me as I kick the muscle bike into gear, and I'm speeding off with this horrifying premonition niggling in the back of my skull. Off I go. I mean, ultimately, what I would like to do, you can tell me how the lengths of how this particular special move even works. I want to get Omega like off of McGuire.
Yeah.
And if that means I leap from the muscle cycle rapidly and charge into the guy and like try to knock him off of his chariot, so be it. So
I will tell you this, okay? You're going to have to act under fire. I'll do that. I do want to resolve one thing real quick. As you're driving up with the muscle cycle, Daxo, I believe you have a similar hold situation, don't you?
I do.
My question is, yeah, go ahead.
It's interesting that you should mention that. I would say I will wait to let not steal any
thunder?
fuel.
Yeah.
Don't we can always pour more fuel on the fire later.
Who knows? Maybe Sin will get pulled through.
Yeah.
just say a little something for
I think we see Daxo getting up and where his front teeth were, you can see that his front teeth are actually like a denture piece, and he's got two very crudely welded fat metal canines in his mouth that is what did that ripping, and he pops the dentures back in, and while just at the people in the cages, and then proceeds to I think we're looking for expediency, is going to take the guard's rifle and one by one shoot the locks.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say, with the enclosure open, like people are streaming out, you managed to shoot off the locks, no problem. I don't even think that's a roll, but let's go ahead and resolve Kerosene's action. Go ahead and act under fire, and I'll give you can either tell me what you do, or I will narrate the choices you have.
Well, I mean, the ultimate goal is that I'm trying to run this muscle cycle up to Omega and basically either vault myself off of it and like latch on to Omega's back like some sort of drop bear.
Yeah.
And either remain on there and hassle him or pull him off with me.
Can I also give you a little extra thing, which is you've already read a sitch and you held 3, which gives you you can take +1 forward if you act on any of the questions that you like the answers to any of the questions, you still have 2 questions if you want to ask me anything.
Yes, can you remind me of the questions?
Where's my best escape route? Way in, way past. Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Which enemy is the biggest threat? What should I be on the lookout for? What's my enemy's true position? Who's in control here?
I'm trying to debate between biggest enemy and position.
You can ask both if you want. What do you want to do?
Yeah, let's go for both because I think both. I'm trying to make a leap from one moving vehicle onto another.
Okay. So let me remind me, that is what is most vulnerable to me, or what is that again?
No, I think it was biggest threat and what is their position?
Okay. So the biggest
Something about position.
All right. So the biggest threat, I will tell you, to you and to McGuire is Alpha Dag. Alpha Dag is very muscular. But the other thing that you notice is Alpha Dag has like barreled, like has that that harpoon that is like spearing. You see a taut tether, a chain wrapped kind of like spanning the length between the 2 cars side to side. And you realize that as Alpha Dag is shaking and shuddering on his chariot, he is moving to reel in McGuire. So the thing about this is that's the biggest threat to McGuire. He's muscular enough that not only will he kind of like prove a formidable opponent, but the moment he starts reeling in McGuire's done for. Yeah. The other thing is, what is like your enemy's true position, I believe it was?
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say this. He still needs a driver in order to keep him close and to keep him steady so that he can like execute this maneuver. So his true position is actually relatively tenuous if he's not on fair ground.
Yeah. I'm gonna knock him off his perch.
Okay.
And now do I have +2 or still +1?
That gives you +1 plus whatever you're rolling.
Sweet. So we have a total of +2 because it's cool doing something under fire.
Yeah. +1
Sweet.
forward, so it's +3 total, right? Or
oh yeah.
is your cool +2?
No, my cool is +1.
Okay, so it is +2. Pardon me. Go ahead.
Okay. So I thought you were adding another one in there.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
9. So we're starting with a 9. +2, I believe, is an 11.
On a 10 plus, you do it. Now tell me what that looks like.
With the screams of something that seems like it's been released from the bowels of hell, muffled under the gas mask, Kerosene guns the muscle cycle, sort of like lifts herself off of like in a crouching position and just leaps for it as the muscle cycle goes skidding away. And I think with one prosthesis just like sinks like her mechanical hand into Omega's shoulder and is just like just sort of like batting and scrambling at him.
Oh wow.
Since I didn't roll to make an attack against him, I'm rolling to pull him off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna describe any sort of attack moves.
Yeah.
I think if we want to do that, we'll come back to that. But I think she absolutely is just going to go for pure wild disorienting him and getting him off of that perch so he can't reel McGuire in.
On an 11, I will tell you this. On 11, you pull him off of the chariot. And you quickly, while you're on top of him, he falls. And once again, the line like slacks momentarily. And then he is dragged forward by the lancer, and that harpoon draws taut again. I will tell you this, McGuire, I need you.
You can hear McGuire just fucking yell like.
Yeah. As you are literally on top of him as he is being dragged across the arid plains of the Wastelands.
And I will start attacking him.
Yeah.
But if we want to come back around, we totally can.
Yeah, absolutely. I will tell you this. The first thing I need to do is McGuire, I need you to act under fire.
Right.
This is mostly so you can stay conscious, as this is agonizing.
Yeah,
You are dragging two people by your side.
Cool. All right. So I'm going to once again use my Maestro D move to roll plus hot instead of plus cool, which currently gives me +2 rather than +3.
All right.
8.
All right. On a 7 to 9, you flinch, hesitate, or stall. The MC can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. So I will tell you this. You are trying to stay conscious. I will tell you this. You can stay conscious if you... Trying to think of like what would make the most sense here, and please feel free to suggest an alternative.
I mean, I have a suggestion for sure off the bat, but go ahead.
Yeah, no. Tell me what your suggestion is. I bet I have the second one.
Okay. I feel like the bargain would be I have to give up the car.
Yeah. Okay. You can give up the car, or you can sever the connection to you and to Alphadag by like basically cutting the tether or like somehow kind of shearing it off with the right wheel, but that means that you would leave Kerosene behind.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
God damn it! Just.
Yeah. Describe this for me. What does it look like when you?
Boy and I, we tied together now.
Yeah. You.
Yeah, I realize, I'm like straining, I'm holding the wheel, I'm like trying to hold on to the edge of this. I realize like, the harpoon is pulling. I look back, I see Kerosene like on Alphadag as, as he's being dragged across, and I bail. And as I do, I want to, just spin the wheel into the direction of the oncoming traffic. Let's call it traffic.
Yeah. Okay. So
and I'm gonna bail out of the Lancer.
yeah, I was gonna say like the line immediately slackens. You feel a relief like that is very short, kind of like short in duration as you just see you leap. And you see the Lancer barrel out in front and just kind of pitch forward into this kind of like rocky outcropping on the plains, and just you see it barrel roll in the air and land on its back. And
as I'm like falling back and watching the Lancer go away, there's just this moment where McGuire says,
"Thanks, girl."
Yeah. At which point, Sin. You see the Lancer pitch forward and barrel roll as you and Chainsaw are being pursued by this hatchback that's been souped up and has a suicidal-looking war man, barreling, kind of closing in on you. What moves are you guys undertaking? Yeah, war gentleman.
the war gentleman.
Yes,
Well, I think what I would like to do. Okay, all right. This will certainly go well. So
I'm all ears. This is gonna be great.
If I may, I would like to have said she would shoot a look over to Chainsaw and then kind of like do a real quick turn on the bike and go back pretty much right at that car, and she's gonna pull out her rifle and try and shoot him, the War Gramps, in the face.
Okay. You may certainly do that. I would like you to I think this is just roll to do single combat. You are just kind of like barreling in at this thing. Go ahead and roll plus hard.
Okay. Oh, hey! With my hard -1, that is still an 8.
Okay. Choose one. You do terrible harm, or you suffer less harm.
Let's do terrible harm. Just terrible.
All right. So how
gruesome.
much damage does your rifle do?
My rifle. How far away would you say he is from me right now?
I will
A
say.
relevant question.
I will say that I think you've managed to kind of like gain about 4 car lengths on him, and as soon as you turn, it's like a fraction of a second before you're on each other. So
Okay.
I will say that you have like enough distance between you to do a far shot if you are quick.
I'm so quick. I am so quick. I would love to do a far shot
Yeah. Okay.
because that gives me +1 harm. So that would be a 3 harm.
Okay. So plus your terrible harm, so that's 4 total. So let me
Take that, War Gramps.
War Gramps is okay. So this is, I'm gonna call this a Jeep, which means its massive is equal to 2, and it's got 2 battle options, which means it's got +1 speed and it's got +1 handling. It doesn't have as much armor. It's a hatchback. It's going to yeah, I was gonna say, let me double check here. Let me see if it's massive 2. All right. So you deal 4 damage to this thing. It's a fairly paralyzing attack. Let me take a look and make sure about V harm. When you suffer V harm, all right, you crash.
Attacks, what I was hoping for.
Yeah. When a vehicle suffers harm, 4 breakdown, catastrophic functional damage can be repaired in a garage, but not in the field, or can be used for parts. 3 harm can blow through to the passengers. Okay. So
Yay.
just describe for me like this rifle shot as it punches through to War Gramps and what that looks like.
Well, essentially, she shoots a look to Chainsaw, and then she just like does the fancy bike thing with the brakes and just like, just kicking up a whole bunch of dust and immediately turning almost to 180, and then starts gunning it straight for him, and then holds up a rifle and is trying to shoot just through the windshield, if there is one. I don't know. Just at his face.
Yeah, I will tell you this. You see War Gramps immediately clutch the side of one of his like one of the pale sides of his head as you seem to have grazed him like deeper than a graze, but not quite a direct hit. And he just spins out as the car kind of just like spins to a halt. At which point, I think at this point, Chainsaw begins moving forward to try to finish the job. And you see War Gramps emerge with this javelin-looking kind of contraption. At the very end, seems to be like a loaded bundle.
Oh no!
So I will tell you this: you have like damaged. You've undertaken like one-on-one combat. He looks like he's about to toss this javelin. My question.
Don't do it, Gramps.
Yeah. So actually, so this is going to be the kind of like the hard choice, because you're supposed to exchange harm. You have your own gang. Now you have Chainsaw.
Oh no.
I'm going to let you say, if you want to control where this goes, roll to act under fire.
Okay. I will.
All
Our
right.
new boy.
Not our boy.
Protect our new boy.
That's an 8.
Okay.
That's nothing. That's just a straight 8 with just
All right.
6 sides of glory.
So I'm going to give you a hard choice.
Okay.
Which is, you can either let Chainsaw take the full brunt of this blast, or you can split the harm with him.
We're gonna split it.
Okay. So he throws this explosive javelin, and I think like describe for me how you kind of managed to both kind of like get not the worst of the shrapnel together, but like manage to mitigate this.
I would imagine War Gramps is probably mad that I busted up his ride, so he starts throwing it at Sin, because she's still coming at him right now, and so she is going. At this point, you're on a bike. It's coming real fast. There's only so much you can do. But then our boy Chainsaw comes over and just like with the bike knocks her out of the way, and they both go flying through the air.
Yeah, I think as you guys go flying, you take this this handful of shrapnel catches both of you. Each of you are going to suffer 2 harm. Basically, I think at which point like Chainsaw kind of like falls and like spins and kind of like turns. You realize that like whatever harness is holding on to his chainsaw kind of like seems to like go faulty. Like one of the straps that like has strapped it in, it snaps. So you're not sure if he's going to be able to use it, but at the same time, you're both alive, you're both hurt. And you hear War Gramps just saying, what was it? You dare defy the words, the edicts of Immortan Joe. I will emerge from Valhalla, shiny and chrome. I will live again. And he begins looking like he's about to pull something from this wrecked vehicle. Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Which at this point, Daxo, is any calculus change for your move? You've blown off the locks. I'm not going to make you roll for that. Is there anything that you are doing in addition to this?
I will talk very quietly in such a way, and then realize the camera's on me. Daxo, I think I'll trigger that hold. As this guy begins to rummage around trying to grab something from the wreckage.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe we just with no explanation, it says so in the text, with no explanation or logic necessary. You see,
If you try to explain it, you're breaking the fucking rules.
that's right.
Don't you
That's
fucking
right.
dare.
Explanations are against the rules here. You see Daxo rising up from behind this dude. Like literally, like I think dust kind of coming off this cloak, the little mask back up, and my shitty little Boy Scout or Scouts flagpole spear raised and ready.
Mm-hmm. So excellent. Yeah, I will say go ahead and if you're gonna do single combat on this, you're rolling to sucker someone. Yeah.
Yeah, I would argue. Yeah. I would argue that I'm definitely being sneaky about this. This is 100% a sneak attack.
Yeah. By the way, like
this is the horror movie shit when the killer that you thought was gone just kind of rises up and just kind of like.
Yeah.
I think if you're suckering someone and you can treat it as going aggro, I don't think you have to roll.
Yeah, let me see.
I think you're just picking the choice, cave and do what they want.
So I will tell you this: if you could miss, treat it as going aggro, but your victim has no choice to cave and do what you want. If you couldn't, you simply inflict harm as established. You know what? God, no, you used a hold. You're there. I don't think you can miss. Inflict harm as established. Like, what does that look like?
I think Daxo doesn't. Whatever everybody else wants with this guy, Daxo doesn't really care. They're threatening, or War Grandpa is threatening people.
Mm-hmm.
He's not my favorite boy.
The Daxo happens to like those people, and that's uncomfortable. But you know what?
Threatened war mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, threatened war mom.
Well,
There we go.
I will tell you, like, so you guys kind of get an idea of who this guy is. Like, half of his like face at this point, like one side of it has just been sheared by the rifle bullet, and he's just kind of like bleeding profusely out of one side of this kind of like wound. If you want a point of reference, this is like one of the senior war boys, like that is like attached to an imperator, i.e. Furiosa, like the person who like was attached to her at the beginning.
So many questions.
Yeah.
This guy is like my new favorite mystery NPC.
Yeah, too bad you guys are about to end his fucking
God
life.
damn it. How did he get here?
Yeah.
Hey, no, we can still get the adventurous backstory of War Grandpa. We can
Yeah,
bring him
that's
back.
going to be the sequel.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess the question is, what level of harm am I expecting to do?
Yeah, what
For
do you
cinematic reasons.
with? I will tell you this. Like, do you want this to be lethal? He is very hurt.
Yes.
Okay, describe for me what it looks like when you end him.
I think, just as he's like kind of like in this full frantic mode, you see Daxo rising up out of the dirt, spear held in two hands, and I think he turns to say something to Sin, and you watch as this blade, or well, the collective audience, turns to says something to the camera, and you just watch as this like hammered bronze like flag topper just erupts out of his throat.
Yeah, absolutely.
From behind.
Yeah, you just. What happens is he says, "Witness,"
And then
and he just slumps. Sin, you just
Told you nothing good was going to happen from that.
Yeah.
I feel like Daxo's carried forward by the momentum, so it's just this awkward moment of Daxo just kind of being like, "Oh shit, people can see me," standing on top of this person, and just very awkwardly like boot on the back of his shoulder, wrenching this Boy Scout spear out of the body.
As he's doing that, I think Sid would turn to Chainsaw, who's probably right there, would be like, "I'm so proud. That's my boy, you know."
Yeah, and I think Chainsaw just is like trying to like strap back his arm and just looks and just I think there's this like beat where he's just kind of like looking like
Adopted.
yeah. And all right.
He was running some quick calculations there.
Uncle Batista.
Yeah, right. Like, how old is Daxo?
Yeah.
The last time I saw it,
Oh, I got to count for the leap years.
So
Daxo is official. Like, I wish this character was more socially aware, because save it for later and just be like, "Are you my daddy?"
all right. Okay. So there's one thing I forgot to resolve, which was Kerosene. You lobbed a frag grenade at a bunch of the pursuing muscle bikes.
Yeah, I did.
Muscle cycles. So this is going to be I think that you are suckering someone because you were getting the drop on them. However, there is a chance that this can go wrong because it's a thrown object. So what I want you to do is roll to go aggro.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Okay, hang on. Math is fun for me.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boysy.
11.
Okay. On a 10 plus, they have to choose to cave and do what you want. Which in this
I
case,
want you to die.
you just die. Yeah. So
which is explode.
yeah. So I will tell you this: a frag grenade is going to do 4 damage. I will say with an 11, you can take out 2 of these muscle cycles. One of the remaining 3.
Yeah.
Of the remaining 3. Yeah, you just see, I think one of them just go up, go back wheel over front wheel and begin kind of like turning over and over before just landing into the other, and both riders just instantly dead. Which leaves, there's one muscle bike that is trying to gain on the position of, like, we're going to flash back forward to where you guys are now. You are on top of Alpha Dag, and like trying to just kind of like keep him from killing your adoptive father. McGuire, you are on your side here. At some point, roaring back, you see the pursuit special suddenly just spin and do a U-turn. It's a long way away from you before it's going to catch up to this grisly scene here, but that leaves the two of you taking on Alpha Dag. Alpha Dag is going to get up and he's going to, I'm going to say that, like, actually, you know what? Each of you guys can, like, one of you can act under fire to see if you can move quick enough to beat him.
All right. Who's doing it?
Who's doing it? It's up to you.
So oh boy.
I mean, I have something specific I want to do, but
I want to give it. I also want to give this moment to you, David, because of your relationship
you're
with.
On the guy.
I mean, I'm happy to be batted off of him like an annoying little mosquito, and roll to see if that damages me in some way or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can have this moment.
Could we do it like a weird?
Do you want to help? And then
I was about to say, can we have the kids
I can help
and
you.
then, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a
Everybody
plus.
stab
and then
at
I'll
once.
do something.
Everybody together.
Yeah, I've got a +2. We can already say that I'm already helping you because I've been beating him with my metal hands
Yeah.
For
this
sure.
entire time.
Absolutely.
But not Mr. Wrenchy.
No, not visceral. no.
Where's Kneecap?
We've also discussed that she's got weird Goro vision where she's like seeing confetti instead of blood and streamers. It's possible like a lot of explosion noises and other things also sound like party favors. Her brain is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Low vibes intensify.
Yeah.
All right.
The sound of the children cheering when you headshot a grunt is burned into my brain.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll help you because I've got the +2 for you.
So you are going to have to roll to help.
Okay.
Remember, so to help or interfere, roll history.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. Starting with a 9, so 11 again.
Okay. You get 2 on this, McGuire.
Amazing. All right. So, so, Kerosene is sort of on top of Alpha Dag like a crazed weasel.
Just like screaming incoherently as she's like slamming like her hands down.
Yeah.
I have rolled into the dirt, and I am going to try to, like, as quickly as possible, like, having rolled out of the car, roll back up to my feet as best I can. McGuire's gonna put one hand on the harpoon, wrench it out of his side, and run at Alpha Dag, and I'm gonna try to run him through with this thing.
Okay.
Oh!
So, God, I want to, you know what? I think that this is, I don't know if this is do something under fire or to try to sucker someone. What do you want to do?
I mean, is he unsuspecting or helpless? I am not sure about that. I feel like I'm just straight up going aggro.
Yeah, go
at this
aggro.
point.
Go aggro. Roll
right.
plus hard, and remember -1, but +2. So
Okay, so we're looking at so -1 +2 for hard. We're at +3 actually.
all right, roll it.
I got 3 + 3.
Get out. Stop
for
this.
6.
All right. On a miss, be prepared for the worst.
Oh my god. No.
I will tell you this. He gets up. He backhands Kerosene off of him. Just in time.
Yeah, and I'm like rushing him, like just screaming at the top of my lungs, a big
At which point, like, having batted her aside, you just, like, I think what he does is he reaches forward, grabs the harpoon out of your hand and forces it into your abdomen.
Kerosene is screaming.
Yeah, he's looking at you with this triumphant, like, look on his face. Razor. And I'm gonna say this, like, this is very quick. I don't know if, like, I will tell you this. Do something under fire. I need to figure this out. I don't. So here's the thing. There's
Oh God, is there anything I can do here?
yeah, actually, you did successfully help. Ooh, okay. Well, I'll tell you this. What would you like to do?
Are you asking me or David?
I'm asking.
Yeah.
I'm asking Kerosene.
Oh my God. Well, I think the tentative line to sanity is praying a lot in that moment.
I mean,
oh man, this could be
I think
stupid.
It's time to light him up.
Oh, bless you for knowing what I was gonna say, David. And I was just hesitant on it. I think endless screaming. You can't see your face under the mask. The wrists go back and like just full force. Both of the flamethrowers are just on this guy.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for giving me the permission without me having to say it.
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do is I need you to act under fire.
Oh God.
Depending on how this goes, things may get better or worse for McGuire.
Yeah, that's why I was afraid of that. Come on.
Am I helping by being
Being
angled
stabbed?
him in my direction.
Alphadag's center of attention here?
Yeah, absolutely. I will give that to you if you would like to roll to
Great.
help. But
Angle
remember,
this rotisserie chicken in my direction.
All right, I got one with Kerosene.
yeah, you're one with Kerosene, but it evens out to 0. Oh
Six.
no. 6. All right.
How?
Keep you alive.
David, I will.
Okay,
You're not outside of the range of my motorcycle. I'm gonna come fucking get you. I'm gonna-
Literally.
You are.
It's like you had this premonition and now you're just rolling badly.
Yeah, you are -1, I believe, on the help now because the help.
Christ.
Yeah, you have -1. You interfere on a miss. Be prepared for the worst. So you're gonna
Okay,
have
luckily
-1 on
it's
this.
gonna break me even because I have, if we're doing something under fire, I have +1 to cool. So
Well, remember, you're out.
just
You're
an even 0.
you're also acting on your information from your read a sitch. So
Does that still carry forward, or I did it before?
still +1 as long as you are acting on the information.
Okay, +1 it is.
All right. See how you do.
Okay, not 7.
All right. Okay.
It's
So-
not terrible.
That's
So
the worst.
You are acting under fire. It's not the worst, but this is what it is. When you do something under fire or dig in to endure fire, roll plus cool on a 10+. On a 7 to 9, you flinch, hesitate, or stall. The MC can offer you a worse outcome, a hard bargain, or an ugly choice. On a miss, be prepared for the worst. You didn't miss.
How many times have you said that to David tonight? It's like 9.
Okay.
Rude.
It's, by my
Boise.
count, 4.
Oh, Boise.
Yeah. Okay. I'm giving you a hard choice.
Yeah.
If you can save McGuire, but you lose the mask forever.
Done.
Okay. So as I think what he does is he moves to grab your face where the mask has been cut, and
Oh,
that
there's some new fun things that happen now.
yeah, that strap has been cut. He removes it right as you put the torches to work. Let me ask you, what fun stuff happens?
Well, for one thing, he's gonna take harm.
Okay.
It's like a psychological thing. It just says S harm. I don't know what that interprets into.
I think that's
super harm.
I think that's
So much harm.
I think that's special harm, which I think
Special harm.
it's the special harm that gets you.
I guess I'll leave that up to you to decide how this works. So I think as he grabs for the mask and it comes off because that strap was already loose from our last battle encounter. There is just the face of a screaming, like crying girl she's maybe 15, maybe 16. She's unearthly pale because she's been in this this gas mask for God knows how long. Her hair is stringy, scraggly, very, very dark, and clearly has never been washed ever? Question mark. She's covered in
tried.
Yeah. There's like grime like around like her jawline and her neck from where she's more exposed, but other than that, it's eerily clean and it's eerily normal, which is doubly weird out in this wasteland where everyone has something wrong with them. She looks like, I mean, she looks like a fucked up kid, but she definitely has this like very childlike facial expression, and it is deeply traumatized. And I think in regards to that, it is ultimately like reflected back with this mixture of grief and rage. And it looks like someone that there's that feralness that you were never able to see behind the eyes, but now it seems like somebody is like regaining sanity at an alarming rate, and in a weird way it's making her like so sane that she wishes she was she's seeing blood again, she's seeing fire again, like all of that confetti and funny sounds and noises that were replacing the explosion. She can hear people screaming in the background. She's screaming herself. Is it her? Is it somebody else? Who knows? And I think like as soon as the mask gets pulled off, she's still lighting this dude up on fire, by the way, lest we forget. I think that she's watching all of it and is now unable to look away from it. And I think this will drain the last of the fuel. Like she's just dunking all the rest of the fuel from her tanks, which is great because here's what happens when I'm unmasked. Mm-hmm. I become afraid. I take -1 ongoing until I am able to cover my face again, which I won't be able to do. I'm also now officially powerless. I have lost access to every single one of my character moves, but I can still take regular basic ones.
Oh, shit. Okay. So I am a
child now, and I am no longer faceless.
So
now we've actually brought a child down here.
So this is an option that you don't have to roll this, but I am going to give you the option to open your brain to the world's psychic maelstrom.
Ooh, I can still do that because that's a basic stat move.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. That's, I think no, hang on. It's a 4 and a 2. 1, 2, 7.
Plus weird.
7. Yeah, +1 is my weird.
Okay. So on a 7 to 9, the MC gives you an impression. And this is the impression that you get. It is not like as vivid and as just describable and clear a vision as you would have with your mask. But you feel all of the rage, the pain, the horror that you have witnessed and been party to and had to endure in the wasteland funnel into Alpha Dag's already damaged psyche. And you feel it break under the weight of this trauma as you set him on fire. I'm going to pull a veil over the scene, but the one thing that you vividly catch that you cannot look away from is the gas mask rubber melting and turning into a puddle of black goo and lenses. And yeah,
I can hear the pop of the lens.
Yeah. At that point, like the line goes slack. The grip on the harpoon leaves, and McGuire, I think you just collapse.
McGuire,
Mm-hmm.
has this harpoon sticking out of his chest, and as Alpha Dag falls back in one direction, McGuire falls back in the other, and they both thwump into the dust at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I will tell you this. I think all of you see the one, like the rider, the kind of like, I think the trike driver gets out and begins to like rush forward, reaching for some sort of implement right as the pursuit special rolls up. And you just see in a brutal drive-by, Max's sawed off goes off, just center mass leveling him. And it just turns sharp and has this instant break. The remaining muscle cycle, reading the writing on the wall, just keeps like veers orthogonal to the scene and just seems to go off into the wasteland. It won't, like, whoever this is not going to lose their life to try to fight one last ditch battle. I will tell you this. Max is there. Max is standing over you, attempting to save your life. And this is a move that deals with playing this game. For each one harm you suffer, you mark a segment of your harm countdown clock. The 3 segments before 9 are less serious, but the 3 segments after 9 are more serious. Mark the 11 to 12 segment, and your character's life has become untenable. Before 6, harm will go away by itself with time. 6 to 9, the harm won't get worse or better by itself. After 9, unstabilized harm will get worse by itself. Stabilized harm will not, and it'll be better only with medical treatment. Now, I'll tell you this. You've taken how much harm just before getting harpooned?
I was at 3 before.
Okay. I'm going to say that the harm puts you at 7, but because of all these misses, this is grievous and you're going to need to be stabilized. I'm going to say that you're on the verge, for the sake of drama, you are on death's door. But this is what you have an option to do. When life becomes untenable, choose one. Come back with -1 hard. Come back with +1 weird. Change to a new playbook or die. And the reason I'm giving you this option is because you guys have played very smart. You've been very lucky. Max's move is, I just need 1. Max, who has seen a lifetime of death and mayhem, occasionally, as many people as he loses, fate allows him to save 1. The question is, does McGuire hang on, or does he slip into the maelstrom?
I will say, if you choose to come back with +1 weird, I have a very good narrative explanation for that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards, actually, because I feel like that, if I choose die here, that does not honor what Kerosene did, so it has to be one of the others. And I get the impression that Daxo has some weirdness to enact here, so I am going to fill my clock and come back with +1 weird.
Okay, Daxo, what do you do to save McGuire?
I think during this whole time, like McGuire falling, the Alpha falling, Daxo is just sprinting whole hog after it has given up pulling the spear out of the throat of War Granddaddy and is running and like kind of does skids on his knees and pulls out this water bottle, which I think all of you would find a little bit weird because you've never seen Daxo drink out of this. Not once. In fact, you've never seen Daxo drink or eat. But ignoring that, it's a very obvious like canteen with a very faded logo that looks very cartoonish, and has looks like it has a roller coaster on it. And Daxo just in a panic unscrews this and just begins sloshes some of it over the wounds. And I think this is can you give me a quick description of this harpoon, Zach? I just want to make sure I'm not retconning.
It is a nasty, it looked like whatever it was has been kind of like machined. It's a nasty serrated piece of metal that was built and designed to harm. It was meant to basically cause a grievous suppurating wound. That is kind of like it's embedded in his torso, but with the force of a hand rather than with a pressurized kind of gun-like contraption.
I think Daxo jams his hand fully into McGuire and pulls this harpoon out, like elbow deep in blood, and just
as you pull the harpoon out, we get a close-up, and it's the same close-up of McGuire's vision of getting stabbed through the heart with the harpoon, but now we realize that vision was reversed the whole time.
There it is. Daxo looks in your eyes after this quick flashback. I'm sorry. I don't want to lose you. And dumps the entire bottle into this gaping wound, and then also as you go to respond or breathe, right straight into the mouth.
And McGuire is suddenly coughing, water everywhere, rolls over onto the ground.
Daxo like moves you back. It's not a miracle. It just makes you. It heals you.
Yeah.
The water.
Yeah, I think this
heals.
Yeah, go ahead, Kerosene.
I think Kerosene does a little run and skid on her knees and is like grabbed you, McGuire, and is just like hugging you. She's just a little train wreck child now. She's just a kid now.
Yeah, and like Max has like stripped off his shirt and is basically just tearing it into strips to try to apply pressure to your wound. And just make sure to just form a tourniquet to cut off any kind of like blood flow through the wound. And I think at this point, he grabs one of the nozzles of Kerosene's hand and applies it to the wound to seal it.
Oh, so he just like full blown grabs my hand and I just sort of like slide forward even more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Attached to me still.
Yeah. And yeah, I was going to say Sin, Chainsaw is kind of like limping up, trying to basically hold his harness in place. Where are you in this as you're taking in this scene?
So I think when all of this went down with War Gramps, she turns and is gonna tell Chainsaw, wait here real quick. And then she's not as fast as Daxo because he's a little bit younger, but she takes off over and probably arrives in time that all of this has transpired. And as sweet and moving, as worrisome as this is, Sin would roll up and straight to McGuire. What are you doing? What am I looking at right here? What am I looking at? Meg, what is this? What is this? What did you let happen here? And before he can say anything, she turns to Max. You put some clothes back on. There are children here. And
he just abides. He just puts the leather jacket back on and zips it up.
She's gonna be like, we'll address this later. Listen, Meg, what is this? What am I looking at? Why is there a hole through you? What are you, a ring toss? What is this?
That's a bloody good question right there.
I told you not to get injured like this. And she just like, you can see there's like some tears like filling up the eye, but she expresses her emotions through anger.
Yeah.
You can kill me when we get home, Sin.
Yeah, you damn right I'm gonna kill you when we get home. And then I'm gonna bring you out and kill you again. That's what's gonna happen. And then I'm gonna bring you back again and let each of these kids kill you. That's what's gonna happen.
That sounds like a real ball.
Daxo looks up at Sin. You only get to come back once.
It's a figure. Listen, none of that's important right now. Is this the main one over here? This one line on the ground?
And yeah, you just see. Yeah, go ahead.
McGuire kind of looks over at what used to be Alpha Dag, just sort of like lolls his head over at what used to be Alpha Dag, and kind of just claps a big beefy arm around Kerosene, says to her,
You got him.
I will say this,
Good girl.
McGuire, as you've kind of like spun him over, there is one immaculate piece of skin that shows the tar feathers tattoo, a flashback to the history that you have managed to somehow outrun.
I think Kerosene looks over at all of you and just goes, "Hey, can we go home now?"
And so, yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna McGuire reaches out his other hand to Daxo. I don't know how close Daxo is.
Daxo's, was just elbow deep in you.
Great.
Very close.
And
Very close.
He's gonna throw another arm around Daxo. Sort of try his best to cock his head at Sin, like, come on, bring it in here. And say back to you, Kerosene,
Yeah. Let's go home.
So,
Then Sin would go and retrieve Chainsaw too and help him.
yeah, I think
Uncle Chainsaw.
Uncle
Yeah.
Chainsaw.
Uncle Chainsaw.
Uncle Chainsaw, the newest, strangest addition to this family. So
I'm fucking losing my mind.
Yeah, I know.
a number of things happen. The first of which is that upon your return, when you discuss and tell him the story of the strange pale man with the black motor oil face paint who talked to the Morton Joe, Father Walkie addresses the entire community and ushers them, those of them who had not already ventured forward with the Kalbari faithful, into the Black Highway, riding on what vehicles they could. It is said, according to the legends of Black Rawk, that one must ride through the Black Highway into hell itself to emerge in heaven. Where you emerge, as all of you ride in, doing your best to escape the wrath of Immortan Joe. This Black Highway, this mine, for lack of a better term, over the years, over the wasted years of this rotted earth, has been dug out for miles. And when you finally emerge from the darkness, those of you who do not stay with the Galbari faithful, you emerge into the ruins of an ancient city upon which, from not very far away, you can see the ocean. this city, irradiated and quiet as it is, still makes for a safe locale for you and your people to hide and recover, to recuperate, and to evolve, to survive and learn. And when the word burgers of the history men are opened and they read each of your stories, tell me, what do they tell about you and your place in this great Western tribe? Let us start with Kerosene.
Ooh. When they talk about Kerosene, they talk about the girl that walked through the maelstrom and came back out. The initial, the first opening, oration of when they talk about her is of someone lost to madness and fire, and then through a cleansing flame came out saner, wholer person than before, different. They talk about the girl that could speak to machines in a way that a lot of other people in the tribe couldn't, that taught them ways in which to rebuild and make broken things whole again. Something that she dedicated the rest of her life to, especially amongst other children that were either found or orphaned. She had a particular fondness for. It wasn't just rebuilding things, it was rebuilding others. And she becomes the first teacher as an adult for this new community, for the kids.
Daxo, what do the word burgers say about you?
You gotta stop saying word burgers. It's fucking killing me every time. I was just like, ooh, deep somber moment, and then word burgers. When people mention Daxo, it is talking about almost a figure of not myth, because he's around, but somebody who chose to violate their tribe's codes in order to save somebody else. After the events with the shit, I forgot the name of the gang. The Dingo Boys.
The dog
Boys.
pack. Yeah.
There
The
we
Dingo
go.
Dangos?
The Dingo Dangos. After the event of the Dingo Dangos, Daxo did not return to the Kalbari. But also didn't feel comfortable kind of integrating, like still too alienated from two worlds. I think Daxo always found a weird role as the person who, when somebody from the tribe got lost, when I think brought in a ton of children and people who were lost and confused and needed a place, Daxo is the person who shepherded them to this new tribe. They explained to McGuire what was going to happen to him now. And I think he just felt like he had made the right choice. I think it's one of those things where Daxo became a figure of local myth, always showing up uncomfortably close at the exact time someone needed them. And I think Daxo eventually, in the far future, became the name kind of a almost like a fey spirit, a gremlin, a cryptid, a figure of luck and not the luck you wanted, and not the luck you really ever hoped to get, but that just happened to be there at just the right time and just the right place to skew things in a way that you could never have imagined. Yeah, I think that is Daxo's legacy.
Sin, what stories do the history men tell of you?
So I think after that whole thing that happened, Sin, became a nun basically and worked with the children. She didn't do that at all. So Sin would stick around as the kids grew up and got older until she noticed them not really, they'd be spending time elsewhere with other people and such. And then one day when everybody's coming down to the bar, there would just be a little note on the table that says, "See you around," and has like a lipstick kiss on it. And if anybody had been up, when does night really turn into day? But really, really late, would have seen, her hopping on to her muscle bike, which she did bring back and got fixed, with chainsaw on the back of it, and they just go riding off somewhere else.
McGuire, what do the tales tell of you?
Well, there's this bloke, McGuire, see? And his whole deal was he wanted to make sure that everyone was taken care of. So he made a space for that and made sure that in that space, everyone got taken care of right. And when his space got threatened, well, he went out and he made sure it was safe for everyone. And when he couldn't do that, people who he took care of, they took care of him.
As for Max, when you return to Black Rock, as soon as all of you found yourselves safely ensconced in the walls of your community, the Pursuit Special quickly departed, leaving no trace of this strange man who had meant so much, this warrior of the Wastelands, this road warrior who assisted you. But much of his tale falls between the realms of legend and myth. But in another moment, not long after, but after many more tales of woe and tragedy, the camera pans over the ruined desert, and we see the black leather jacket, the familiar form of the Pursuit Special, a lizard crawling close to this booted figure. The figure, its form, unmistakably Max. The hair, however, grown all the way down to the shoulders, beard covering this animalistic face. The boot slamming down and killing this deformed lizard for quickly being scooped up and devoured by this feral man. And if you opened your brain to the psychic maelstrom at that moment, you would hear echoing through this man's mind as he has lost it through so much tragedy intermingled with triumph. My name is Max. My world is fire and blood. And that is where we're going to end Mad Max, The Black Highway.
Fuck yeah. Let's all go watch Fury Road now.
I just about had it pulled up on here.
Yeah. Guys, thanks so much for joining us for this madcap Flight of Fandom. I am so grateful that I got to run this with you guys. The best cast anybody could ask for. We still have a couple minutes left because we have to do our shout outs and our plugs. So David, if you would start us off.
Yeah, good grief. First off, thank you, Zach. Thank you to everybody else in the game. Y'all were a delight. I always say this, but it's always true. And you keep making it more true every game. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Like, shout outs to all of y'all. It was great chatting with y'all on the side throughout this. And thanks for joining us on this one. Me, David, things for me. You can check out my games over at dbb-8.itch.io, including stuff that we've played right here on Flights of Fandom. Most of them are pay what you want, so, you know, go nuts. Feel free. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at dbrunelbrutman. And you can join me right back here next week, next Tuesday at 8, for a special one-shot Flights of Fandom. We are doing a one-shot of the game for Sherlock Holmeses and a vampire, one of whom is also a vampire. No, wait, hold on. 4 Sherlock Holmes and a vampire, and one of the Sherlock Holmes is also the vampire. I think I got that right. So yeah, join us back here for that. I think it's going to be myself, Hopper, Pooja, and Jeff, and we're doing that in support of the TTRPGs for Trans Rights in Texas bundle, which you can get right now on itch.io. This bundle is wild, folks. There are 493 items, which you can get for as little as $5. And all of that money is going directly back to organizations who are helping trans folks and trans youth in Texas in the face of some terrible decisions in that state in particular. Donations are going directly to the Transgender Education Network of Texas and Organización Latina de Trans en Tejas. And both of those will support the trans community out there. So great cause. You can get the bundle right now, and we're also going to be promoting it by playing this incredibly silly game, which is part of the bundle, next week. So absolutely join us for that. It's going to be based on the very preliminary discussions that we have already had, buck wild, and you will not want to miss it.
Hopper, shout outs and plugs.
What's up? Still me, still Hopper. Sorry about that. If you want more of me, you can follow me under Failed Deadly. That is with a 3 instead of an E because I'm a bad person. Or that's my general hot takes and where I get rambunctious. If you want to see more produced content, streamlined, a little bit more focused, follow me at The Legend Tree on also on most platforms. Feels weird to say. I'm a little bit tipsy right about now. Holy shit, this has been such a fucking I'm still sorry. I'm also still emotionally processing this episode because holy fuck, y'all. Shout outs and plugs. Wait. No. Yeah, that's right. I get to do this one. Fuck you guys. If you want more of Zach, me, or Marcy, you should check us out every other Sunday on The Hole in the World, where we do absolutely bonkers, Invisible Sun, surreal, intense drama. And it's incredibly good. It's so good, you should check it out. And also the aforementioned Jeff Stormer, any award-winning game designer Jeff Stormer, you should check out his stuff, especially his podcast Party of One, which is amazing, and you should check it out.
Awesome. Marcy, shout outs and plugs.
Hey y'all, thanks for joining us for tonight. This flight has been an absolute joy to be in. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Zach. As David said, the next immediate thing coming up for the FOF crew is our very special one shot. But after that, we're going to do some immediate whiplash, and you'll be able to find Zach, myself, and David playing in a Bridgerton Good Society game. So ignore what you see now. It's going to be I might as well be a different person in 2 weeks. It's going to be great. I'm sure we will find a way to be complete chaotic gremlins in there too, somehow, some way. Following up with that in May, we're going to be back with a third go round of our Star Wars game long shot. Hey, the other seasons are on YouTube. If you want to catch up, now's a great time. And then in June, we're doing BioShock. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got tons of stuff coming up. There's, of course, our Invisible Sun game, A Hole in the World, that's going to be on every other Sunday, as Hopper said. There's tons of other shows that we have on this here channel. You should check out our calendar, check out our Discord, check out YouTube. And if you ever want to play in one of our games, you should get in touch with us because we would love to play with you.
Excellent. And finally, last but not least, who did us a solid honor by joining us this week, Fox.
Yeah, I know where the mute button is. Hi, everybody. I am, as you may have guessed by my introduction, Rocket Fox. And yeah, first and foremost, the shouts I've got to give. Zach, whoa. The storytelling here and the voices. You know, if I send you a real short max script that I just need you to say and record, like, you know, don't be shocked at that. But no, taking us through this whole thing was amazing. The storytelling was awesome. This entire crew, this is my first time playing with y'all, and dynamite. Some really just like profesh work here, like the voices, the acting, everything. The storytelling was top shelf. So this has been an amazing crew. I've got to say as well, thank you to the chat. It is always so much more fun having you here. And Coldrake, I see you. It is wonderful to see you. I am so happy that you came around. You are awesome. Everyone here is awesome. As too many awesome people. I don't know. It's blowing my little dark heart and mind. But otherwise, after that, if you want to find me again, Thursday nights ongoing over on Sirenscape's Twitch channel for Cyberpunk Red, and starting this coming month, we already had our session 0, but the last Sunday of the month, I'm going to be over on Cybernation Uncensored, where we are going to be playing Dune with an all Ben Gesserit group. So.
So cool.
Put your pants on one leg at a time for that. I don't know what I'm saying. So yeah.
Do the Bene Gesserit wear pants?
The Bene Gesserit wear whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah,
that is true.
I feel like if maybe it's like the really super wide floaty peasant pants.
Well,
you know those things that became weirdly popular with white women about 2 years ago?
I know the ones.
Yeah, like the cultural appropriating ones.
The real, yeah.
When you're a Bene Gesserit and you're putting on your clothes, everything's fine until like, oh, and what's that? It's a Gom Jabbar.
It's the Gom Jabbar.
Oh, I do have to say, Coldrake does bring up a good point. I also have to give shout outs to Numbies and Fitis.
That's not me. I was just shout out to our friend Maddie.
Shout out to Maddie.
I cannot claim ownership of these titles.
Yeah, you could totally see
They just always
in
make it.
another upcoming show.
Oh, that would be telling, wouldn't it? But it's coming.
No telling.
No, you can. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are we telling?
David has to do it.
Why do I have to do it?
Because I'm not sober enough.
Okay. What am I doing?
We're
You
yelling
can see our friend Maddie on what?
Yeah. Okay. So
This was definitely rehearsed.
all right. So our last plug for real. we are doing a full length campaign series own show of what was Escape from Arkham and will now be Streets of Gotham. So you can follow the now ongoing adventures of your favorite crew of Gotham City miscreants, and we'll see what hijinks they're able to get up to with the space of a full series. Good Lord.
I'm a semi-professional hit woman now.
Yeah, I think we're slated to kick that off in June now.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah, so keep an eye on, ManaPot Discord, Twitter, etc. Our Twitters and social medias, because we're gonna have stuff coming out about that as we go.
Awesome. And just for my own part, I'm just gonna say thank you to everybody in chat. Abjui, Alien Gathering, Ava Semaphore, Big Damn Judge, Donnie, and of course Cold Drake. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and talking us through all this pulse pounding action. This is a really great stream, especially to have a buddy checking in on us and chatting with. So guys, I'm looking forward to the next time we get to do something this crazy and this fun with this great of a cast. And but in the meantime, come hang out. Come watch some shows, come check out our YouTube, our Discord, our Twitch, and most importantly, come game with us. Everybody have a great night. Bye, guys.